Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. What you know about classic music?
Hey.
Sorry. Go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series. And if you watched yesterday's Retro Wrestling Review Series, we did Survivor Series 2003. We were all energized and everything like that. That's not going to be the case here, because I'm here with the co-host / special guest who hated his life watching this show.
So did you.
James the He-Man Hebert. I did too.
This show is...
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was fucking terrible.
Let's... So I picked this show. I'm going to tell you why I picked this show. There's only really one reason I picked this show. So I'm going to Survivor Series this Saturday. Survivor Series War Games. I guarantee you, by the way...
Oh, yeah, that's why you couldn't do this retro any sooner.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
But I guarantee you, by the way, the show hasn't even happened yet, and I have a feeling that show is going to be better than this show. There's just no way.
Yeah, it's not going to be close.
Especially with 2 War Games matches.
Yeah, oh my god, you get to see War Games live, you lucky bitch.
Yeah. But anyhow, so... I was at Survivor Series 2013, and I did a live, not live watch along, but I did a review and everything on the iCard and the CM Brothers channel, after the show happened and everything like that. But yeah, so I figured, since it's been a while and I haven't done the retro or anything like that, I figured why not just do the retro for the Survivor Series I was at so I could compare the shows.
Oh boy, was that a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Oh my god!
Sometimes these things happen. We all make mistakes. I will tell you, when I did see the show live, I was actually there, so I enjoyed it more than...
As with most wrestling shows, bad or good, it's better live.
But what happened when I was there, some of these matches I haven't even seen until today, because... doing the matches I didn't want to see, and we'll talk about them. You can probably guess which match I was there for. Maybe we'll make it a game. I left and went to concessions or got wrestling merchandise and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
I'll also put this in perspective. I was gonna do the mic thing with this fucking show until I saw it.
Yeah,
I was gonna call Mike and everything about the fucking show and what this generated. And I said, nope. That's how much I did not give a fuck about this show. You will not get any financial statistics from me. All you need to know is it was the lowest rated bought Survivor Series of all time. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why. It's one of the lowest.
Let's go through kind of what wrestling was like at this time. Wrestling was pretty bad at this time, honestly. I know we see it nowadays and stuff, but I think this was probably one of the worst wrestling was, at least when I doing my fandom, anyways.
Yep.
Let me just kind of talk about what I was going through at the time. I quit watching TNA because Bound for Glory was the same year, and that was the same year Kurt Angle rejected going into the Hall of Fame. That's the year that him and Bobby Roode had that match, and somehow Angle lost the match, even though he had his own finish and everything like that.
Yeah.
That was the year they had Jeff Hardy in the Ultimate X match, and he didn't do anything in the match that was memorable. I basically quit watching TNA pretty much. The Aces and Eights was still going on. And obviously, because it was 2013, we didn't have Fight TV or anything like that, so we didn't have access to ROH or really New Japan at the time. So basically, WWE was really the only thing you could really watch in America.
That was even worth a damn, and then that started slowly dying off.
And then believe it or not, by the way, 2 months, maybe like 3 months before this, WWE was kind of on a big high kick because they had just had like one of the best SummerSlams since like 2002, and with Bryan versus Cena and Punk versus Brock, and they did everything we wanted. They turned Randy Orton heel finally after teasing it for so long, and then they actually did something where they did the Authority versus Daniel Bryan, which you'll talk about more when we actually get to that match. And television was pretty compelling at this time. They just did the big storyline with the Rhodes brothers where they fired them, and then they had that killer tag team match. The tag division was actually really good at this time. Actually.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Battleground happened. That's all you need to know, by the way.
Battleground happened. If that started the death, this was the catalyst of we do not give a shit anymore. Fuck yous. We're going to get the network. We do not care anymore. This is the show. This epitomizes that era that we are about to embark on, which is WWE stopped giving a single iota of a fuck about their television.
I'm not even done yet because I have a few more examples of how they didn't give a crap. Remember how Rey Mysterio makes his grand return, and how in a cell he was just on Spanish commentary.
Jesus, that was his grandiose return, was putting him on the fucking booth. And it wasn't even Carlos. It was like I think it was Carlos with like two randoms. I think one of them was Ricardo. I don't even know.
Yeah, but they didn't even. They put him on the Spanish booth, and they barely acknowledged him even on that pay-per-view. This is when they started dropping the ball with Damian Sandow, where he failed his Money in the Bank cash-in. I do want to mention, by the way...
for the world title, right?
Yeah. A lot of the big guys that were champions and stuff aren't even on the show. No Dolph Ziggler, and he has like the biggest cash-in of all... Like, one of the biggest cash-ins of all time at that point.
No Ziggler, no...
No Sandow.
No Sandow. No anybody that they were building at that time. Henry was announced at the last fucking minute.
Actually, I'll even say that the card itself, there was only 2 matches announced. The week of the show, they didn't even announce the full card until like the go-home episode of Monday Night Raw. Like,
they did not give a fuck about this show. Not a single fuck.
Another example of that, how they didn't give a crap. This will be the last thing I talk about before I go over the numbers and stuff. On the go-home episode of Monday Night Raw, just to really screw everybody over, what did they give away for the main event? It was the Wyatt family and the Shield versus CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, the Usos, and the Brotherhood. A match that screamed should be on Survivor Series was just thrown on the go-home episode of Raw. That just shows you right there that they did not care about this pay-per-view. Like,
yeah. Yeah, well,
and
it was a disaster. It was a disaster. Like, and that sucks because like that match, if that was on this card, it probably would have been great. But then again, I'm not sure if it would have because whoever agented this match did a terrible job.
Yeah, I will say whoever made the poster for Survivor Series 2013 deserves a lot of props because it's the Wyatt family, and then the background of Bray Wyatt, you see Eric Rowan and Luke Harper holding an alligator. That's pretty damn cool right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Bayou shit.
As for the date, the date of the show was November 24th, 2013. This was like the Sunday before Thanksgiving. It was obviously in Boston, Massachusetts, in TD Garden. The attendance was 13,500. I have a feeling that number's probably bullshit because it's Vince.
It had to have been. There's no way this sold out. I'll tell you a show I went to live actually in TD Garden. I think it was like a couple SmackDowns before the Mania 30. We went there and it was not a sellout. You could see there was empty seats everywhere up in the upper rafters. They fibbed the fuck out of this.
Yeah. And then the buy rate for the pay-per-view was 179,000 buys. Let's see if it was down from 2012. And
Yeah.
It was down from 2012. You want to know what 2012 was?
200,000 probably, maybe a little bit.
212,000.
Yeah, way down. They're down by nearly 50% the year prior.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go over this the show. I didn't even go, by the way, till the last minute. I didn't even get the tickets or anything until like the go home week of the pay-per-view. I think like the Thursday before. So
yeah, honestly, you probably would have saved your money if you didn't go. Honestly.
Well, I have a story about that. I'll just tell you now since we're talking about it. So this was when WWE was new to doing the kickoff panels, right? So
oh boy.
Yeah, here's a great story. This actually is kind of a good story, but I feel bad for other people. So they put the panel, like, they have to top off some of the seating to put the panel. So my seats were actually supposed to be where the panel was. So basically, we had to wait in line to get basically our seats moved pretty much. There was like a big long line we had to wait at. We had to wait a while. Luckily, we got better seats out of the deal, so that was good at least. But I feel bad for whoever paid for those seats and had to like sit like in the balcony or like the nosebleed seats if you paid for those seats and didn't even get them. Like honestly, like
that's
this just shows, by the way, that this just shows that WWE did not know how to do the panel properly because
they just didn't know how to do proper fan service at all. Like that's the thing. Like they clearly anything they could to just make their product on television better and not for the live audience, they would do it because Vince despised the live fan. That's what it was, and this show is the living epitome of that.
Yeah, because we talked about it. The panel is something that Vince just randomly added, I think, because he was trying to be sports oriented. It's funny, he was trying to be sports oriented. But he does the most in his product to get away from that when he was running things and everything like that. So,
including on commentary, which was abysmal, by the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But anyhow, so going through the kickoff, we had the panel of Josh Matthews, Mick Foley, Booker T, and Bret Hart. Sounded like Bret Hart wanted to be anywhere else. He honestly felt like he wanted to be anywhere else when he was talking about the WWE Championship match on the show because he knew that's not what the fans wanted to see.
He was. I've never. This was around the time where they tried to make it. Bret was trying to be like, oh yeah, I could be a good spokesman, and he's just too honest for his own good. Even if he doesn't say it straight up, you could just tell him in his face. And he literally would go out of WWE pretty soon after and shit on him again, and rightfully so. Like he was shitting on them every week for years. I think until Triple H took over. I think
2 months later, by the way, Mick Foley after the Rumble debacle, like he was actually shitted on WWE when Bryan didn't win the Rumble. Well, not when Bryan wasn't even in the Rumble or anything like that. That's how pissed he was. So And notice Mick Foley was on the panel for a while after that, by the way. So,
they really, it's not the first time they just decided to silence one of their own fucking legends that made that company what it was.
Yeah, but that was the panel. The thing is, it was fine doing the panel, but the show only was like a half hour, so you barely even got to hear them really talk about anything. It was just 2 matches they talked about, and then that was it.
Yeah, and now you got kickoff panels where it's just a kickoff panel and nothing else.
I know. It's like Vince never got that balance right. And what a waste of money, by the way, that Mick Foley, Booker T, and Bret Hart had to pay for flights. They just basically had to pay for flights just to stand there all night. Like, it was stupid.
Dude, Booker looked like he was at least having fun, but I think Booker's just... Yeah. Booker always tries to look at, like, the bright side of everything, so,
Yeah. We had the commentary team for both the kickoff and the actual show of JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the Kim Lawler. Remember everything we talked about in the Survivor Series 2003 commentary team? Basically, it's the opposite on this show. It's just...
the worst.
Terrible. Everybody.
I'll break it down like this. Pay attention to the long pauses if you hear a long pause, that means Cole, JBL, and King are getting screamed at by Vince.
I think the biggest way it happens is I think it's doing Del Rio's entrance. Nobody says anything for like a while doing Del Rio's entrance. I think it was doing Curtis Axel's entrance too.
It is so bad, and like I listened to how Cole talks, and he's literally like he's so repeating what Vince wants him to say that he actually sounds like Vince for a little bit, and it's really fucking eerie. Like it's.
I mean, we talked about it. I mean, you didn't do the video, but you were like in the call and everything. How different Cole is in these Vince era shows versus the Triple H.
Versus the Triple H era, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I want to talk.
He looks like he's again like he's found the fountain of youth now. You know.
Yeah.
So like
I want
he
to talk
looks
about
way
this.
happier.
You could check out that Raw 2017 retro with the Shield reunited that Chris and Don and I did, but a lot of people think that Vince didn't really retire, and they're just saying that for the press and everything. But if you watch shows like this and then watch WWE today, Vince is definitely retired. If you watch shows like these,
it's absolutely a surefire of a doubt.
Yeah,
he's gone. Which is, and you know what? Good. Couldn't have. It was long overdue.
So they cut to the social media lounge that Renee Young was in. They always tried to get these over, but they never really did anything with them. They talked about how basically it's a place where you can have your tweets get shown up and all that type of stuff, even though they only cut to it like one time.
Right.
But Renee Young asked who would be on your Survivor. So maybe we'll do this for ourselves. 5 people you would have on your Survivor Series team if
nobody from this show in this era.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm giving a serious answer. Yeah, probably the Shield and the Wyatts, hands down.
Yeah, same.
Shield and Wyatt. Because you got 2 teams that are well-oiled machines, and that means you're just gonna get some shit that works.
I know. I assume you mean. And they had said anyway, Renee Young's team was actually pretty good. It was Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, I think Trish Stratus, somebody else, the Gobbledygooker. I feel like Renee Young definitely did that as for just to get a laugh.
Yeah, probably to just make Moxley laugh. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, because it was like all great workers, and then the Gobbledygooker came up. It was.
I mean, Hector Guerrero. He's a good worker.
Yeah. And then, but some other people had some good ones on the tweets. Somebody had John Cena, Batista, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Goldberg. That's a hell of a Survivor Series team, right?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I was when I heard someone say this, I was just imagining the trolls. Like a lot of people probably had like a lot of just put Chris Benoit just to try to get his name said on.
Oh
there
yeah,
or
of course.
Like,
yeah, of course.
A lot of trolls probably.
Tons, yeah.
And if you want to know where Renee Young is, I believe we've talked about that before. She's the updated thing is now she's signed with AEW under her real name, doing the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Usos are backstage. They're getting face painted. Goldust comes up and he gives them some face painting tips, which is that's they really need to know that now though because they don't do it anymore. But that was good tips for them to know. And then Cody Rhodes comes up and. They talk about the beating they're going to give to the Shield and the Real Americans.
Oh, yeah. They gave a beating to the Shield, all right, except for one of them.
Yeah. And then Rey Mysterio comes up and talks about how he's happy to be back. This was a decent backstage segment. I thought everybody played their roles pretty well.
I guess.
And then afterwards, the Best in the Beard get interviewed. And they talk about how... they have been getting the shit kicked out of them by the Wyatts, and they said that together they're gonna overcome the Wyatts. I thought Daniel Bryan cut a hell of a promo here, but CM Punk, you could just tell he was just done because he did not look like...
Yeah, he was checked out. Like, you could tell, like, he's so sickly here.
Yeah.
He was so sickly. He was just going through the motions at that point.
I mean, we could say what we want about that all-out thing, but... you know what? As bad as that all-out thing was, at least CM Punk was passionate there. I would take that over what we got here.
Absolutely, yeah. In a heartbeat, I'd take all-out Punk over this.
Yeah. Then we had the only match on the kickoff. It was Kofi Kingston versus The Miz. So let's talk about this storyline, this gem right here.
There's a storyline? You could have fooled me with the way they put this together.
Because they booked on the Go Home show, that's why.
Yeah!
That's it. That's another thing, by the way, at pay-per-views at this time. If you want in the main event, or you want John Cena, you weren't getting any storylines, pal. So,
yeah.
But anyhow, so pretty much on the Go Home episode of Raw, Kofi Kingston and The Miz teamed up to face the Real Americans, and The Miz turns heel, and there's a reason I put air quotes around that. I'll get to that in a second. And abandons Kofi, and it allows the Real Americans to win. Yeah, why? Apparently, why were the air quotes? Well, Miz was not a heel here. He was definitely a baby face, and he wasn't a tweener. This wasn't anything that they were trying to slow play his heel turn. It was definitely Vince woke up that Monday, he turned heel, then he woke up Sunday, and he's like, okay, you're going to be a baby face today. That's basically what this was right here, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
Dude,
like, that's what it was.
It was such a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a nothing match. Like, I took no notes on any of these fucking matches. Owen's taking more notes than I am probably. But, like, I remember just this being a whole bunch of nothing. Like,
yeah, it was a whole...
I've seen, like, 5 other encounters between these two that were, like, infinitely better than this.
On main event, when that show started going, they had a beta of a match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Right, yeah. I think they even had a banger with Axel involved. I remember that match being really good.
They had a beta at Hell in a Cell 2012 for the belt as well. Like,
yep. So, I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was obviously evidence that the Miz babyface turn didn't really work out, and Vince basically tried to make a change, and then, you know, he wasn't sure if he wanted to make the change or not. Consider it. I'm just guessing from what I saw on screen, because this is obviously what happened. You're not going to convince me otherwise. So yeah, they both start exchanging. Well, first the Miz adheres to the code of honor, and Kofi actually shakes his hand, and then
oh my god, that pissed me off. Yeah, because like the night prior he backstabbed him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Kofi and Miz start exchanging roll-ups on each other. The Miz takes control. No, the Kofi hits a dive on the outside, and then it goes to commercial doing the kickoff. And it's not like one of those YouTube commercials or anything like that either. It's their commercial. They went to a break during the kickoff. That was stupid.
Yeah.
And then the Miz hits a big boot, which sends Kofi face first into the apron. He dominates the match for a bit. He works over the leg of Kofi. Kofi mounts a comeback. He hits the SOS and the boom drop, but he never gets the win. And then eventually Kofi hits a roll-up, and then the Miz reverses it into one of his own and gets the win. He doesn't cheat or nothing. He actually wins clean here. And then afterwards, the Miz goes to shake his hand again, and Kofi just slaps him in the face this time. And Michael Cole tried to say, well, that's what happens when you turn on him on Raw. But, like, wait a minute.
He was a babyface!
Yeah.
Oh, this sucked. Oh, there was no effort. There was 0 effort.
I gave it, like, 2.25 stars because I thought the athleticism in the match was at least good. It just nothing in this match just made sense at all. Like,
yeah, just I gave it a 1. I gave it a 1. This is such a nothing burger, dude. Like I have seen so many better matches where the right guy was the heel and the right guy was the babyface, and it was infinitely better. Believe it or not, let's see.
This feud wasn't over afterwards because they kept having matches with each other where they never continued the storyline. The Miz sometimes around this time, the Miz sometimes would be a babyface and sometimes would be a heel. Again, it depended on Vince's mood. It actually took him having to be off TV to film one of their WWE studio movies, and him to come back to him finally be a heel. Like, that's how bad.
And then they had to rehabilitate fucking Sandow, which they butchered after he split from him.
If you want to know anything else that's happened with these wrestlers, go watch the SummerSlam 2012 retro because we talked about it there. This kickoff was just such a nothing.
Yep.
Going through the actual show itself, same people.
Speaking of nothing, speaking of a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah. Let's also talk about, by the way, remember how we praised the set on the last pay-per-view? That's not going to happen here. This set was just a generic...
God, it was generic LEDs everywhere. Everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The show kicks off, the Authority minus Corporate Kane come out, and, you know, they come out and welcome everybody to Survivor Series and everything like that. And they say that tonight, there's not going to be any physical interference in any matches tonight.
As if, and you know what? I wish they took that back, because that would have at least given some excitement to this god awful show.
But obviously, that was a clue right there. They had to go out and say that, because obviously it tied into the main event, sort of. So, yeah, really, this promo segment was not needed. They did not need to have it, but they had it anyways. They only had it just for that. They only had it just so they could have that line in there. But I feel like you could have worked that line on like a SmackDown or a Raw or something like that. Then it showed the Code Open. This Code Open was not as good as... I mean, the Code Open was still fine. WWE can still bang it out when it comes to video packages and stuff. It's talking about, like, how you're going to find that fire in you. The only thing is... in the Survivor Series 03 video package, you have like multiple marquee matches they showed video package for. Here, it was just two matches they showed. It was Randy Orton versus
nothing else mattered. That was the key difference here compared to 03. Like, everything mattered on 03. Every match had some stakes to it.
Yeah,
everything felt important to some degree. I think what were the only matches? The Cruiserweight, the Women's, and the fucking tag? Really? Everything else was... And those ended up being good, but, like, everything else was fucking showed.
I mean, even if they weren't showcasing the video package, though, like, the Women's and the tag match even had some stakes. Because, remember, the tag match is what kind of leads to the Eddie and Chavo split later on, so...
Yeah, It's a far cry from 03. Like, this is a 10-year perspective when you really break it down. And there's only 2 videos as opposed to the fucking the 5 that we did for SummerSlam.
Do you notice, by the way, the 10-year perspective we did on SummerSlam 2002 and 2012 had the same problem, too? That was what we're going to talk about here, by the way.
Yeah. They had a really weird up and down period, but this was the start of the all the way down period.
I'm surprised you didn't stop watching here, but we'll talk about it.
I am too. Eventually I did in the year following this.
Yeah. Yeah, so the first actual match on the pay-per-view was the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match. It was the Brotherhood versus the Usos and Rey Mysterio. No, I'm sorry. I botched that my bad. It was the Brotherhood, the Usos, and Rey Mysterio versus the Shield and the Real Americans with Zeb Coulter inside. Yeah. There was no storyline really in this match. There was some, like you had the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns had a thing with the Brotherhood and the Usos because of their tag title matches and stuff like that. The Real Americans were getting into a feud with the Brotherhood at the time. They tried to spin it like the Shield had taken out Rey Mysterio and he hadn't shown back up since, but that just shows that Vince tried to have everyone have short-term memory because Rey Mysterio had been on TV like 2 times. Like, he had been back and then got hurt again before this even happened, so it didn't even make sense. Yeah. But, you know, and Zeb Coulter comes out, and this was at the time when they were doing the Real Americans thing, and he basically would trash basically everyone's patriotism, and he would just basically, it's probably the same promo, just changed the town, pretty much. And of course Zeb Coulter twerked, and twerking was new at this time, I believe, right? I'm not big on the pop culture, but I'm pretty sure, like, obviously twerking itself.
Miley Cyrus was popularizing it, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I know what twerking's always been a thing, but I'm saying that the name that's when it was like, you know.
Yeah, it was really getting popular, and bro, this segment was so fucking lame. Like Zeb Coulter with the fucking cheap heat fucking promo, and it's weird because I remember when they first did these segments with him and Swagger, and they were in the backyard somewhere, and they were doing this shit. And it was infinitely better than this, because Zeb Coulter pretty much had all creative freedom. None of that here. You could tell there was none of that here. He coming out, he has to fucking be filtered in what he says, he has to fucking try to get the heat as best he can, and then fucking Cody cuts him off, and then he fucking twerks after he speaks, and what is this?
Yeah.
What am I watching? Already I don't like this.
Yeah. I remember seeing this at the time, and because of where I was sitting, I didn't actually see like the twerking or anything go down, so it wasn't as bad then. But this segment's so much worse if you watch it on TV than it is live. Then we have the match. So I'm gonna tell you, when I watched this match at the time, I was like, I started from like pissed off to like happy, and then here it was not the case. I was just pissed off the whole time. I was like, okay, I remember this match being pretty good when I saw it live, because it was awesome live. There's no way this match can be like lower than a 3 stars, especially with the talent in this match. Boy, was I won.
Boy, yeah. Because, okay. The way I broke this down for Owen, that completely... Oh, man. Like, the way I broke this down was, all it was the laziest fucking attempt to get Roman Reigns to smash through everybody ever. That's all it was. That's it. That's the whole fucking match.
I'll talk about some of the stuff that happened in it. Ambrose and Cody go at it for a bit. And when I was watching this today, I was like, wow, this... Because obviously back then, they weren't the big stars that they are now today. This would be money if this happened today. Especially if Cody became a heel. And then Ambrose starts punching Cody in the corner. The ref has to keep holding him back. And Cody rolls him up and eliminates Ambrose.
Bro, this is your fucking United States champion.
Yup.
And you just jobbed them out in about a minute to a fucking roll-up in the first elimination of this match. Which, by the way, this will be a theme throughout both matches. Nobody breaks up any pinfall or submission.
Yep.
Not one time.
I always talk about it, and some people say, well, that makes the match too chaotic and stuff. But it just doesn't make sense why you wouldn't break up a pinfall. You're basically putting yourself at a disadvantage if you don't break up a pinfall.
Right. It's so ass backwards psychology here compared to the fucking 2 that we watched in 03, where there was a lot better psychology and a lot better fucking storytelling than
the roll up. The roll up that Shawn Michaels does to Randy Orton in 03 makes more sense. No, I'm sorry. Shawn Michaels does to Jericho in 03 makes more sense than the one that Cody does to Ambrose.
Right.
Now, I remember when this happened at the time, I actually forgot how stupid this was, because I'm like, okay, sometimes you have to do quick eliminations, but this was just the worst way to go about it. I thought when I saw it at the time, Ambrose just charged in the corner and got eliminated. I didn't think this happened. I forgot that it was this. And not only does Ambrose get quickly eliminated, after he gets laid out with a right hand by Cody and Dustin, just to make him look like even more of a jabroni. And boy, is this not good to watch in hindsight. This just shows you that Vince did not see the main event talent that
anything in Moxley. I'm not even going to call him by his slave name because he doesn't deserve it. He saw nothing. He saw absolutely zero value in Jon Moxley. The minute he stepped foot, he just thought he was a garbage wrestling guy. And it's fucking shame. Like there was no effort to try to help him or anything and push him. It was all about the other two. Nobody gave a fuck about Ambrose.
Yeah. The match continues. The heels dominate Cody for a bit, and then eventually Goldust gets the hot tag, eventually, Antonio Cesaro starts hitting the swing, and this was when the swing was new and everything like that, and Cody rolls up Cesaro and eliminates him.
Yeah, because and the reason why he eliminates him is, tell me if this makes sense. He's a heel. He's getting cheered because he does a fucking swing, and so he does it twice in the match, and he gets dizzy.
Yeah.
So therefore, he can't kick out because he's still going through the cobwebs.
Yeah.
That is the way Cesaro got eliminated. I've seen stupid baby faces before, but stupid heels?
Wait, you haven't
really?
Seen heels?
I mean, I've seen them, but like at least there was a charm to them. This just pissed me off.
Yeah.
What the fuck was this?
And what's it actually?
It made Cesaro look like a joke from the offset. By the way, I just want to point out something that you said earlier. WWE had a tag team division. Yeah, this killed it.
Yeah. By the way, I actually forgot. It was actually one of the Usos that eliminated Cesaro. So I'm not saying the Usos weren't talented back then, but that just shows you what Vince thought of Cesaro if one of the Usos. Because remember, the Usos weren't the big stars that they were nowadays. The Usos were like just on the rise and everything like that. And Cesaro got eliminated before Jack Swagger in this match, who Vince didn't ever want to push again. Yeah, just terrible.
Yep.
And then Rey Mysterio hits a 619, followed by the super kick by one of the Usos, and then
Uso splash.
Uso splash. He's eliminated. No one's breaking that up because why would you want to break that up?
Jesus, yeah, it was offensive, this match.
Honestly, when Cesaro got rolled up, by the way, it wasn't even like it was. They could say, "Oh, it would have been taken." It was right near his corner, by the way, too.
Oh yeah, nobody broke up the fucking roll up that happened right in their fucking corner, even though all they had to do was just extend their foot and kick.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Jey Uso starts attacking Roman Reigns aggressively. This is actually kind of cool to watch in hindsight because it brought me back to like the match of Clash of Champions a couple years ago, where the roles were reversed and everything like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. But isn't it sad, by the way, that you have to basically use nowadays stuff to like think that that's cool back then? That just shows you how bad this match was. Mm-hmm. And then Roman Reigns. Oh, here's something that makes no sense. So the heels are down a 2-on-5 at disadvantage. Yet the heels are doing a heat spot, and the guys with the team with 5 people gets the hot tag spot. How does that make any goddamn sense?
I don't
know. Doesn't even.
Your guess is as good as mine, dude.
Yeah, I've been telling you all day. Whoever agented this match should have been fired. I honestly think it was Vince that agented this match, so that's why that person probably wasn't fired, because Vince was the one.
Vince was the one who agented the match, or his fucking flunky Bruce.
I know Brian and Vinny and stuff like to crap on people who agent matches. You can agent you can have the best agent in the world. Who's the one that has final say in what goes on in the match? I know in matches and stuff like that. Isn't it Vince? I know he says. I know he has final say in finishes and stuff. But if Vince doesn't want to have if Vince doesn't want to have a spot in the match, it ain't gonna happen. So, but anyhow, eventually one of the Usos goes for a splash. Roman Reigns gets his knees up and hits a spear, not broken up by anybody. Why would you want to break that up? And then he does the same. And then he does the same thing to Cody. So Cody got eliminated before Goldust. That doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't happen.
Nobody breaks up the fucking pin. Nobody breaks up the pin. He gets eliminated, and then he eliminates who? Who next? I don't even remember. Like one of the
Seth Rollins eliminates the other Russo with the curb stomp.
Yep. By the way, only elimination for Rollins, by the way.
Yep. And then Seth Rollins gets rolled up by not even Ray, Goldust. and eliminated. Ray did get. I don't think Ray got one elimination in this match.
Nope.
And this was Ray's return, by the way. This was his first match back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns hits a spear on Goldust. Ray goes to the top rope. He doesn't even bother to jump off. He waits till the elimination has already happened to jump off and hit a move on Roman Reigns.
I was so mad by that. I was like, dude, break the pin up, dude. Like, who the fuck agented this? Who thought that breaking up pins was a good idea? There was no effort.
Yeah.
There was no effort put into this fucking match at all.
And then Ray goes for the 619. Reigns counters with the spear. And Reigns is the sole survivor in the match. I give the match like a star and a half. The only reason I gave it a star and a half is at least they tried to make somebody here. But I'm just gonna say it. They were preparing somebody for a spot that they weren't even ready for.
They weren't even ready. They were not even ready for. He was not meant to be the next John Cena. We've seen that clear as day now in recent times. I gave this a 1 because this was the starting sign of he was about to fuck over 3 of his top fucking stars in the course of a year, and by that I mean Roman, Batista, Ray, all of them get booed out of the fucking building within a year and a half's time. And this was the start of all of that shit. He wasn't ready. He was not ready for this. So, it was one of the worst fucking elimination matches ever in Survivor Series history.
There's nothing.
There was nothing. It was a nothing burger. Nothing happened in this match that I could be like, oh yeah, this is good.
By the way, what happened? What also? Usually when you watch a wrestling match, it doesn't always have to happen, but this is a big 4. Nothing came from this match, by the way. No storylines were started. Nothing. Nope. Like, you didn't
not one with Cody, not one with Mysterio. Like, literally, they just had the match and it was done.
Yeah.
And the Shield moved on to bigger things. And everybody else was just jabronis.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. You think I'm fucking joking about this. No. This is what they did. And... fuck. I just... Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say one more thing, by the way. This is to everybody that's saying right now that Rey Mysterio has lost a step. One, it was part of the Dominic Mysterio storyline.
That is all a part of the Dominic storyline. At least there's a story being told there. Go back and watch any of his recent matches before he left for SmackDown. All right, compare that to this fucking pile of garbage that he was going on in. I don't even know, like 2012, 2013. Yeah. Because that was around the time he teamed up with Sin Cara, Mystico, not understanding how to wrestle the American style or whatever.
When he came back this time, Ray was only really wrestling tag matches. That's how bad he was on.
Dude, he couldn't even walk. Like he had to be. He even said it was the worst time of his career.
Yeah.
So it was awful.
I forgot to mention, by the way, the ring announcers for this show were Lillian Garcia and Justin Roberts. The referees were John Cone, Chad Patton, Ryan Tran, Mark Harris, Jason Ayers, and the backstage interviewer was Renee Young. I think they only used her like one time on this show.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe. Yeah, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna go over every fucking ref's biography. I don't even think this match deserves the fucking autobiography. We probably covered them like over and over again.
We've covered the Brotherhood. We covered the the
Usos pretty much in this fucking segment. I mean,
next, the Authority were backstage. They were having a conversation with each other, and Randy Orton comes in. This is even weirder than that segment I talked about. Steph clearly sees that he's there. And I don't know if he just went in too early or what, because,
Yeah, I don't know. I think the idea was that Stephanie didn't see him, even though she clearly did. She was being a sarcastic bitch, I guess. I don't know. I think the story they were trying to tell in that little
honestly, with this show, I don't even know what's real anymore. Like, It's so bad, by the way, when, like, we're mad about that, but literally, we had nearly like a Japanese mafia name, motorcycle gangs, and sex slaves on the other show, and we're fine with that. But this is just like
this is awful. Like, well, here's the difference though between that and this. Like, the other one was entertaining, man. Like, everything about that show was so entertaining, and this is just oh my god, it was a bore.
But anyhow,
it was a bore.
Randy Orton comes in and wants to know what the plan is for tonight or something like that, or wants to know if they still have faith in him and stuff. And the Authority just tell him that you have to go out there pretty much and beat the Big Show by yourself. Because they had just got together and everything, and they were already like teasing a breakup that they weren't even going to end up doing anyways.
This is the start of the Authority mind games that just ran a lot of people off.
Yeah. I don't think... this just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then we had a Intercontinental Championship match. Big E Langston defended against Curtis Axel. The storyline here was, again, the lack of storyline anyways. Big E Langston had just broken out on his own as a singles guy from Dolph Ziggler. And they were trying to give him some signature moments. They were failing at giving him signature moments because they were having him lose to like Del Rio and Raw randomly and stuff like that when he was in the midst of his babyface push, but whatever. And he was supposed to have an Intercontinental Championship match against Axel at Hell in a Cell, but he was injured, so they had to reschedule the match. So
I want to point this out. Big E was the wrong guy to go babyface at this current point. It should have been Dolph Ziggler being turned on, and the match really should have been Axel versus Dolph, which would have been a way better match.
James, that Big E didn't turn heel. They just randomly decided to turn a babyface after he had turned already. So you actually
right. I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah, he was a heel, and then he wasn't because he was sick of AJ Lee's crap or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he was a heel.
Dude, it's like Ziggler should have been the guy here in this match. Yeah. If you're not going to give him the world title again, at least put him in this match with Axel and get him over.
Yeah. But, Curtis Axel... I'm sorry. Yeah. So when did they reschedule the rematch? It wasn't at this pay-per-view. Why would you want to have a big title reign at a big signature pay-per-view?
No, it was on the Raw after. The Raw before, they changed the championship to Big E. It actually got like a sizable pop. So all the heat they had for this match, gone. Just gone. Like, there was nothing, man. It was, I can't
let's talk about, too, they really screwed over Curtis Axel at the time. He was a Paul Heyman guy. We thought the world was going to be
him. Oh, yeah. No Paul Heyman. No Ryback. None of that. Like, it's just not, none of them are there. It's just Axel by himself.
Yeah. Michael Cole apparently said that there was like a WWE.com promo he talked about where like he lost sleep and all that type of stuff. You wouldn't have believed it if you saw him come out here. This guy looked like he got a lot of sleep. He couldn't even sell the fact that he got no sleep. I
think he sleeps when he's awake.
Yeah.
Like, the dude back then was an absolute charisma vacuum. Like, he was. It wasn't until, like, what, the Axelmania shit he started getting personality?
I agree, yeah.
Well, you know.
Commentators were talking about anything else but the match. They were talking about basically Undertaker winning his first WWF championship at Survivor Series and Bret Hart and British Bulldog having their IC title match at SummerSlam. Like, they weren't even talking about the match. They tried to like tie it in, saying this title means everything, but they would talk about anything else but the competitors that would actually fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, and then they're like, you remember the time that we had an Intercontinental Championship match way back when? I don't even remember the two they fucking mentioned, but it just, like, back in 2003, Cole mentioned the first Survivor Series team, how it was basically a juggernaut team and compared it to Lesnar's team. Here, it was
Yeah.
They just randomly brought up old shit, and it did nothing to further the current storyline in any facet of the imagination.
He does bring up that first Survivor Series team in the first 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, and it doesn't even make sense why he brings it up there, because nobody. Yeah. But anyhow, yeah, this match was like blink and you miss it pretty much. This was one of the matches I didn't see live because I didn't care about it. I wasn't a Biggie Langston fan at this time. I thought he had the skills and I thought he was like a decent big man and everything, but they were just giving him nothing to work with. I hadn't seen any of his NXT work or anything like that, so I was just seeing what Vince was giving me, and there was nothing.
There's nothing.
This is what happens when you review bad wrestling shows. It's just a lot of this. But anyhow, so Biggie Langston starts off the matchup. He had some pretty nice power moves on the Curtis Axel. Eventually, Curtis Axel hits a right hand, and this like puts Big E into a position somehow where he gets hung up on the ropes. Like he's just like somehow this right hand had a lot of effect on Big E. That didn't even make any sense. Like he should have known.
Dude, he's like. It's like a brick shithouse, dude, and he sounds like he's a fucking cruiserweight.
Yeah, Curtis Axel hit.
Oh my god.
Curtis Axel hit a flying clothesline off of the apron on the Big E. Afterwards, he gets him in the ring, and he just kind of starts hitting moves and a lot of rest holds and everything like that. And then eventually, Biggie Langston mounts a comeback. He goes for the big ending. Curtis Axel counters it into the perfect press. Biggie Langston kicked out. Nobody cared at all in the crowd when he hit this perfect press. Like, you could have heard a pin drop. Eventually, Axel misses the charging him into the corner. Biggie Langston hits the big ending for the win. Nobody cared. And they actually had the audacity to try to compare the Red Sox winning the... And I'm not even a sports guy, and I'm defending this. The Red Sox winning the World Series that year to Big E Langston retaining the Intercontinental Championship on the pay-per-view.
It was the most jarring segment promo-wise that I've ever seen in my life. Like, okay.
And this is Biggie Langston, by the way.
This Biggie Langston, they're having him cut this fucking cheap-ass pop promo. All right? Let me talk to you. You know, Eli Drake style. He goes and he says... it in the most fucking scripted way possible. Me winning the Intercontinental Championship on Monday was like the Red Sox with Big Papi winning the World Series. I'm like, and then they just cut to his music after the cheap pop, and I'm like, and then it immediately kills the pop, and I'm like, what did I just watch? What was, by the way, this felt alien to me.
Honestly, but I tell you, I shit you not, by the way, no one really reacted because usually the cheap pops work. It didn't this time because everyone was so aghast that he even dared compare his. Like, this isn't him winning the if he had won the championship here, you could make a comparison. This is him retaining the championship in a match that meant nothing.
Nothing, yeah. It was a... You could tell that Monday title win was just a last-minute decision, huh?
Oh my gosh, by the way, too. I know... By the way, I know we talked about Aftermath. If you remember, he loses the belt to Bad News Barrett, like, months later. He was less over when he lost the belt. Like, he was less over when he lost the belt than I think ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then right, I don't know if it was during his title run or not, but does anybody remember the Vinny rant about Big E versus Titus O'Neil?
Yep. That was the match before you lost the belt, actually.
In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna play that for everybody. We're gonna listen.
No, because we could. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Damn it! But it's funny. Oh
no, I don't want to take this.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just bad. But yeah, this whole thing's just like, you know,
it was awful.
I couldn't believe this was Big E, like, on the mic, especially hearing what he's capable of.
Like when you go back to his NXT run, this is like night and day, and then you look at his New Day stuff, and it's night and day. It was bad.
I give this match a star and a quarter.
Yeah, I just gave it a star. It was nothing. There was nothing to it. There was no flavor. There was good moves. So I gave it a 1. That was it.
Yeah.
That's the theme of the that's the theme of the night, by the way.
By the way, let's just say this. By the way, these athletes. I
want to just point that out too. Not the athlete's fault. Not the commentator's fault. Not in most cases, not the fucking agent's fault. I just blame it on Vince.
Yeah.
It's the locker room culture that Vince created.
Yeah.
And it just shows here. Like, he was just doing anything he could to basically stick it to the Daniel Bryan fan and anybody that wanted something different for his product. This is his way of just saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. AJ Lee's backstage, and she cuts actually like a really good promo on the Real Divas, talking about, how the Total Divas stars are basically taking her spotlight. And basically, the reason that the networks aren't offering for you to be on there is because you're not pretty enough and stuff. Because she tries to get all her teammates to trust her and everything like that. Because the only one that did was Tamina and all that type of stuff. And yeah, I actually thought AJ Lee cut a pretty damn good promo here. I just didn't like the material she was given, but it is what it is. So.
Create your own show by stealing this one was a hell of a line too. By the way, it's probably the best fucking promo of the entire night. By the way, why is this promo on the fucking pay-per-view?
Your guess is as good as mine. Fuck. So next match is a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match.
Was it even 5-on-5? I thought it was like 6-on-6 or some shit.
However
many versus however many.
I didn't even think of that because I clocked it.
I swear there was like 7 women on each side.
It was however many versus however many. So.
I don't care. Oh, this match was the fucking pits.
By the way, this is one of the matches I left for too. By the way, I told you
yeah. Oh boy, you picked the right match, bro. If you thought the first match was egregious, this shit.
So let's talk.
Even less was put into this.
Let's talk about it. So Team Total Divas consisted of the Bellas, Eva Marie, the Funkadactyls, JoJo, and Natalia versus the True Divas. Which I don't know what's the difference other than the show.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. So the Bellas and the Funkadactyls. That's 4, and then JoJo. That's 5.
Eva Marie, and Natalia.
That's 7. So it's a 7-on-7.
Oh
wow.
But yeah, I don't know other than the show. I don't know what's the difference between Total Divas and True Divas. Your guess is as good as mine. But the Total Divas team consisted of AJ Lee, Alicia Fox, Caitlyn, Rosa Mendez, Summer Rae, and Tamina Snuka.
Wait. I thought it would be a 7-on-7. How many? Repeat that.
I messed up and said Sasha Banks instead of Summer Rae.
No, I get that. Okay, so how many? Okay, so start from the first one so I can count, okay?
So AJ Lee.
Yeah, that's 1. Tamina, that's 2.
Oksana.
Yeah.
Caitlyn. Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, and Summer Rae.
Okay, so it's 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Right. I was concerned for a second.
Yeah. Basically the reason for this match is just to hype Total Divas, which is a show that was on at the same time as your pay-per-views, so you're basically
by the way, the Total Divas are just dancing. Like, I don't know why, and I can't explain why. And normally I like women dancing, okay? I'm a red-blooded American at heart. But for some reason, this just made me really mad. I can't really explain why I was so enraged by them dancing. It was just, like something didn't sit right with me. I was just like watching them just. What? So we're just not gonna. I think what it was is like, okay, so we're not gonna take the women's division seriously. Okay, so we're not gonna take this match seriously. Why waste my time?
Yeah,
maybe that was what was going through my head, and that's why I looked at this with such disdain when they were just dancing. But like,
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot how terrible that Total Divas theme song was. That was the shit. That was awful. Like,
it sounded like some fucking like bootleg Flow Rider theme. Like this sucked. This sucked so bad. God damn it.
So the reason for this match was
I don't know which one is worse, this or Brie mode.
Brie mode.
Yeah, Brie mode.
Because at least this is listenable. The Brie mode you can't.
Not really. Not by much, bro. I would not listen to this in a heartbeat.
It's not.
Bro, I would take any country song that was your stereotypical country song over this garbage. That's how bad I hate it.
It's bad. But anyhow, the reason for this match was basically to hype Total Divas because WWE and E went all in on the Total Divas show. So basically,
it did pay off. In fairness,
it did pay off. But even though it did pay off, you had to sit through some shit during this time with the Divas division.
Yeah.
Do you remember sometimes they would try to do a storyline that happened on the show, but the show was taped months ago, so they would just randomly insert it onto the main product and all that type of stuff. It was so bad. Oh
my god, yeah. It just it's a thing. It was a thing back then.
It was so bad that This is why I never watched Total Divas because of it. I think you talk about how Noah and I are the same. I think the one thing that makes Noah and I different is any show that tries to ruin wrestling for me, I will not. So basically, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon will not get lost because it tried to ruin AEW one time. That's basically how much of a cynical.
I don't even. You know, the funny thing is, I don't even know if they necessarily ruined that show. I think it did more good for that show.
But they tried, though. They tried.
You know what I mean? They tried, but. AEW fucking bounced back. They actually gave a shit. This was not.
Yeah. So let's talk about the match. Can we just basically say like somebody gets hit with a move and loses? Because that's basically what this match was.
Yeah. I mean, you want me to? That's basically all this match was. Do you want me to just?
We had a dance off. We had a dance off in the match. I guess. Let's go. Let me read through what these eliminations were.
I got it right here. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Alicia Fox eliminated by Naomi off a one axe kick, I think.
Yeah.
Cameron eliminated by Rosa Mendez by something. I think it was double funkadactyl split or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
Rosa Mendez. Oh, by the way, I can confirm that Cameron did fucking pin her correctly. She didn't pin her on her front. Oh wait, was that Eva Marie? Who the fuck's counting? I don't know anymore. Yeah. But all you need to know is everybody was pinned on their back. So yes. There was that at least. Rosa Mendez eliminated by Nikki Bella, I think by the Rack Attack. I don't know. Nobody broke up an elimination because who cares?
Yeah.
This was the dance-off segment between Summer Rae and Nikki Bella, and then Nikki Bella just hit a Shining Wizard or a running dropkick or something to Summer Rae to eliminate her. And, by the way, crowd was actually chanting for Summer at one point. Because she was from NXT, and a lot of people actually like her NXT work over the fucking shit she did on the main roster, and they did nothing with her, and they job her out here. So, Vince saw a lot of potential in her.
Do you remember Summer Rae and Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks were actually in a fashion together in NXT too? And that's what launched Sasha and Charlotte's main roster career.
Yeah.
Not wrestling.
Summer Rae was the reason why their fucking careers originally started off hot. And by the way, they were the female Shield at one point for like one segment on NXT.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that, but that was a jarring thing. Yeah, the weird time NXT then. Eva Marie eliminated by Caitlyn. So she tags in, hits like stomps, and then gets immediately hit with like a move and then gets eliminated. So she was green as fuck if she couldn't hit a move.
To be fair, I was okay with her getting eliminated. She should have already been gone earlier. Like,
Naomi eliminated by Caitlyn. I believe by the rear view, which is one of the worst fucking moves by. Yeah, just one of the absolute worst moves by.
As Adam Blampe likes to say, she hits people with her bum, with his
with her ass.
Yeah.
Caitlyn eliminates Brie, I believe, off a spear. I don't know. Brie Bella eliminated by Oksana.
By the way,
by Oksana, by one of the worst fucking. So she turns like she's about to do the Arn Anderson spinebuster, but then hits the 110 street slam, and it's the weakest looking fucking slam ever, and then eliminates her there.
Let's mention, by the way, that everyone on the True Divas side were heels except for Caitlyn. Caitlyn was the only babyface on that team because they had nobody else to put up against Total Divas at that time.
Yep. Oksana eliminated by Nikki Bella. JoJo immediately eliminated by AJ Lee. I don't even know why she was in the match. Clearly, she wasn't even brought in to be a fucking wrestler. I don't even know. Yeah. This is like I think her only match, right, or something like that.
That's the only time she did anything like physical. Yeah.
Tamina eliminated by Natalya. Then AJ Lee eliminated by fucking Natalya, and winners were Natalya and Nikki Bella. At one point, nobody gave enough of a fuck about this match that Michael Cole thought that Nikki Bella was eliminated. By the way, Michael Cole, the reason why he fucking didn't catch this is because when she got drop-kicked off the fucking apron, you could hear there's a long pause around that time because Vince is clearly screaming at Cole over something. Then he has the fucking nerve to then botch the finish, saying that Natalya was the sole survivor of her team.
Actually, if you remember, too, later on in the show, he had to correct himself. I think because Vince yelled at him for screwing up the finish because he had to correct himself.
Dude, fuck off, Vince. This sucked. Everything about this sucked.
I actually gave it -5 stars.
12, by the way, I want to just put this in perspective because I'm reading this off TJRWrestling.net. This is where I have my notes. I don't even take my own notes because that's how much I didn't give a fuck about this. 12 eliminations in 12 minutes!
So basically the whole match was just nothing but eliminations.
Yes.
So.
Goddamn fucking hodgepodge of absolute lazy booking.
This was, by the way, this was a lot of the Diva matches back, like the 5-on-5 was a lot of this stuff, by the way. Like, and AJ Lee, no wonder why AJ Lee left later on. Like, you know, AJ Lee
I would have too.
AJ Lee was trying to get this division over, and it was actually she was actually starting to do a decent job of it. And this match took it back like 3 notches. Like this match was so bad. I give it -5 stars. It's my first -5 star rating ever. Like it was that bad. Like it was.
Yeah. Is it really your first -5 star?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I gave it like -4. Believe it or not, I've seen worse matches than this, but yeah, it was very bad. It was not great.
Yeah, as for where everybody is, we mentioned the Bellas, we mentioned Eva Marie. Well, we haven't, but you know, just go look it up where everybody is. The sooner we can get down and talk about the show, the better. So, Randy Orton's backstage. And he walks by Charles Robinson because he's reffing the main event tonight. And he's basically implying for Charles Robinson to cheat for him. But he says he should call the match down the middle. But Charles Robinson said he's going to do what the authority tells him to do. So they were basically doing the Halloween Havoc 97 thing all over again, where Randy Orton was trying to heal out of the match. And that worked real well, by the way, for Halloween Havoc. Why not just win it to Survivor Series 2013? So, then it cut to a segment with the panel where they were going to talk about some more matches. But then Ryback interrupts him, and he talks crap to everybody on the panel. And eventually, but he says he's not a bully, though. He says he hates bullies. This was when Ryback was doing his bullying thing, and one of the people he bullied was Ricky Starks backstage. Look it up; it was true. And He calls out an open challenge. Mark Henry returns and accepts. I remember going pretty crazy when Mark Henry came out. Then I was mad he was a babyface because that means he was going to get booked to crap because it seems like Vince only knew how to book Mark Henry when he was a heel. I'll admit, Mark Henry probably is a better heel, but you honestly, if you put enough effort into it, could find a way to book Mark Henry as a good baby.
Fucking Adam Blampier did. He found a way.
Yeah. They have a bit of a match.
Yeah, this is awful for the record.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing. It was a whole bunch of nothing again. Like, but for the record, by the way, he shits on the fucking babyface commentators up there. They can't do anything, and so Henry comes out, and then they proceed to have the slowest fucking match I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I wonder what Bret Hart was thinking after hearing all that shit being talked to him when he said that. But anyhow, eventually Mark Henry hits a high cross body sort of out of the corner and a World's Strongest Slam for the win. During the match, when Mark Henry was making his entrance, JBL and Michael Cole got into an argument about Mark Henry being called the World's Strongest Man that, like, didn't even go anywhere.
Yeah, it was something of that nature. They got into, like, multiple arguments on the show, and it wasn't like 07. Like, 07 was entertaining when they would fight because there was a lot of passion behind both of what they were saying, but it was obviously clearly advancing the storyline. Here, they were just arguing for the sake of arguing, and it was almost like JBL was literally brought in just to air out Vince's bullying to Michael Cole. Which is fucking ironic because if you hear what happened with Mauro Ranallo and you hear the fucking fucked up shit Vince was saying to him through the headset that JBL was repeating like a fucking parrot, that kind of checks out.
Yeah.
So,
eventually,
it was bad.
Yeah. You want to know where these guys are? Do the research. This show sucks. So.
Yeah, I don't feel like and plus I think we've talked about Ryback and fucking.
But Ryback's a dickhead now. So
yeah, Ryback's a dickhead who does fucking food reviews. So whatever.
I mean, like, I know we're shitting on Vince on this show, but Ryback went too far when he started talking about like Vince's death.
That was fucked up, dude. That was really No, he just for that alone, like. He is not a professional. Don't ever have him in your company from that.
Yeah. Next match was match of the night, by the way, which isn't saying much when you hear what the star. Oh, by the way, the star rating for Mark Henry versus Ryback is like a 1. That was terrible.
Yeah.
But this is the match of the night. When you hear my star rating for it, that's not saying much. It's World Heavyweight Championship match. It's John Cena defending the belt against Alberto Del Rio.
And by the way, this is the Alberto Del Dipshit entrance where he doesn't have any of the cool shit he had when he came in. So no ring announcer, no fancy cars, just the Mexican flags everywhere.
Not even. By the way, his theme song's cut. By the way, too, if you notice.
Oh yeah. For whatever reason, it doesn't start off with the fucking iconic. No, it's like. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is when, like, he would have, like, Mexican flags around the ring all the time when he would come out and have matches and stuff, too. Like, I don't even understand what you were doing. But
yeah, and he always did this weird thing.
Yeah.
I like to shake my fists. I like to get them warmed up when I hit women. Fucking abusive cunt.
Yeah. The build-up for this match was, John Cena had just returned from a triceps tear, and he returned at Hell in a Cell and beat Alberto Del Rio for the belt. I remember when this happened, I was kind of happy about it because I was hoping that since they're going to have Cena win the world title, they were actually going to start to elevate the World Heavyweight Championship again. And then they
just merged it with the other championship.
Yeah. So, and I also thought they were doing this because it would keep them away from the Daniel Bryan Authority storyline, so that way, keeping Cena away from that was very important because, Daniel Bryan was going to have his moment. Boy, was I wrong about that, but we'll talk about that later on. But Cena returned and beat Del Rio for the championship, and then he was still working hurt. I mean, he probably still had some type of an injury, but obviously not as much as they were playing it up on TV. So they would do things like have Cena have an arm wrestling match with Del Rio with the bad arm. he would, you know, wrestle matches with it on and stuff like that. And eventually, Cena actually was a smart babyface, and he walked, and on the Go Home episode of Raw, came out with a sling, teasing like he was injured, and tricked Del Rio and everything like that. And Cena broke one of the rules at this time, where if you stood tall on the Go Home show, you were losing at the pay-per-view. Cena broke that rule, because that was a rule that was that was also one thing that sucked about Vince's WWE for a while, is it got so predictable, because every time when the guy stood tall on the Go Home show, you knew he was losing at the pay-per-view. That's how bad
that's true. Yeah, it was very predictable. This was not that, at least. So Del Rio came out, and then Cena came out. I literally skipped these entrances because I'm just like, please give me something palatable. I need something. Like, I couldn't even believe it, what I was saying. I was like, I hope this match with Del Rio was very good somehow. I actually ended up finding this to be a very good match. Not even just really an average. Not even just an average match. Like, I found this to be a very good match. All things
and considered. This is like, let's also talk about, this is Cena Del Rio. They weren't really known for really having good matches with each other. Their matches were pretty bland with each other. So this is like kind of like a hidden gem in their matches. And you know what? We could talk a lot of crap about Del Rio, all of it true. For some reason, he was like one of the only heels Vince ever really knew how to book. Like, he always stood tall when he needed to. He always made him look pretty good. Other than like the CM Punk 2011 stuff. I mean, honestly, he made Del Rio look good to a point where he undermined CM Punk's hotness at that time. So,
yeah.
But, anyhow, the match starts off. Del Rio gets the advantage throughout much of the matchup on Cena due to his injured arm, which I thought they told a pretty good story in that match. As good as the match is, it has a lot of that stuff you see that happens with Cena. Like, he always has to go into the steps in his matches. Like, I feel like there's not.
Well, I mean, in fairness, though, at least he took it on his injured arm, so it all made sense. Yeah. Like, the story and psychology of this was really good. There was a lot of like urgency, but in this match.
Yeah. He gets locked into the armbar and powers out of it with the bad arm, which is pretty cool. Cena hits the 5 moves of doom. And then eventually Cena hits the AA on Del Rio. And he actually wins with just one AA, because we're so used to seeing Cena matches where the AA gets kicked out of the first time. He actually won with just one AA, which I was absolutely fine with.
There was a lot of great stuff that actually happened in this match, yeah.
Yeah, you had a drop kick by Cena. You had a elevated neck breaker by Cena, which is I completely forgot he added.
I forgot he actually added this. Yeah, that was actually a Cena move, and he also did a fucking drop kick at one point to counter Del Rio out of the air. Like, Del Rio was trying to go for a flying attack, and he got countered. Yeah, so
Cena retained the championship. I gave the match 3.5 stars. I thought it was really good.
There was one match one spot I want to talk about. So at one point, I think Del Rio was going to try to go for a fucking full-on running missile drop kick while Cena was hung up on the ropes. Cena moves out of the way, and Del Rio literally goes through the ropes and lands right on his fucking back.
Yeah.
That looked like it sucked to take.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, really.
It was a really good match.
3.5. This is the best match of the whole show too, which is insane. Because I give it 3. What do you give it? 3. I give it 3.5.
I actually gave it 4 stars because it was actually a really good, decent story.
Yeah.
The only reason I give it 4 stars, though, in hindsight, it probably is a 3.5. But everything on the show was so fucking awful that I was just like, I was begging for something.
Yeah.
and they actually finally delivered. It was a really good title match, so yeah. This is like the only palatable thing on this entire show. So
backstage, Santino Marella and R-Truth are playing with action figures, and basically they'll just say somebody's like catchphrase or something like that, and that person will come up. So they did it for John Laurinaitis. They did it for
Fandango. I think they did it for
Los Matadores.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
So John Laurinaitis came in and he's like, I want to play, and the first thing I thought of was, oh yeah, I bet you want to play, Johnny.
Yeah.
Because you're gone for playing too much.
Yeah. This segment was mainly just to promote the action figures. It wasn't really very good because it didn't feel like a real, like it didn't feel. It obviously felt very scripted because you really didn't believe any of these guys. Like if you got Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in there, you would have believed that they were actually playing with the action figures. Because,
of course they would have.
That's
they know how to actually fucking I don't know. This sucked. All of this sucked.
Yeah.
By the way, the show really. It really was as bad as, like, it's even worse as we're reviewing it. I think it's slowly getting worse as we're talking about it.
Next was the Best in the Beard, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan with Bray Wyatt ringside. The Wyatt family were very new to the main roster at this time. They were really white hot. They were attacking everybody. And this was like the first big storyline against the main stars, like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. They attacked Daniel Bryan backstage. There was always that thing where, because Bray Wyatt said the devil made me do it, it was the thing that Triple H sent the Wyatt family to attack Daniel Bryan, but they never really, confirmed that. It was just kind of a thing I think that Bray Wyatt said that everyone, overthought pretty much.
It would have been great. Really would have been great if that was going to be the case.
And then they wanted to get CM Punk and Daniel Bryan.
And think about this too. It would have made sense because who's the fucking first person that they fight when they first get to the WWE? It's Kane. So why wouldn't they join the Authority just off that alone? And then he could have given Kane his spooky powers back and join up with the Wyatts.
I know.
I don't know. It's too creative for this fucking WWE.
So then CM Punk they were trying to get CM Punk and Daniel Bryan to join the family, and it led to this match. And I remember they did like a segment on Raw where like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan like came out and saved each other. They interviewed them separately, and they were like, "I know somebody else that has issues with the Wyatt family," and it was just really. I remember that was even like really weirdly placed and stuff like that. It was weird, but we had this match. I don't know why Bray Wyatt didn't have the match. Again, it was really weird. But yeah, this was a pretty big spot for Luke Harper and Eric Rowan to have. CM Punk,
it would have been.
CM Punk and Luke Harper start off the matchup, and they dominate CM Punk for a while. They just really dominate him. Eventually, Daniel Bryan gets the hot tag.
Punk, I'm not even kidding, up until his hot tag, gets no offense in this match. That's how much he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He got no offense until his hot tag by Danielson. Like, he... There's at one point that I notice as the heat spot is going on with Wyatt and Rowan. Or, I'm sorry, Harper and Rowan. Where you actually can see his staph infection in his yellow tights. It's like a little bit of a bulge, but you can see it. At one point, Daniel Bryan gets dropped on his fucking head big time style from the top rope from a sit-out powerbomb from I think the second rope by Luke Harper. And then another scary spot right after following that is fucking green as goose shit at the time. Eric Rowan tosses fucking CM Punk back body drop or atomic drop position, but then tosses him out of the ring, and Punk literally lands right on his tailbone.
Yep.
Fuck me. Like, and especially if you have a staph infection right in that area, that couldn't have felt good at all.
Eventually, everybody, Punk and Bryan start fighting everybody off. CM Punk hits the GTS on Luke Harper, followed by the running knee by Daniel Bryan, and
running knee by Daniel Bryan on Rowan.
CM Punk gets the pin. Luke Harper did kick out a second before, so I guess that protected him a little bit.
Not really. But not really. He lost. They lost in their first pay-per-view tag match. This was 3 stars to me. It really wasn't
I agree.
Great. It wasn't great. CM Punk checked out. Daniel Bryan saved this matchup.
And Harper
did too, but like really, when you break it down, it's Danielson that was carrying this entire match. It was clear as day. It was him.
And it was an example. WWE basically booked themselves into a corner because Daniel Bryan needed a big win after getting shit on in the Orton feud, but the Wyatts needed the win. So it's like, why even do the match to begin with? So,
yep, they'd be known for doing matches where they booked themselves in a corner for years after this as well.
Yeah, and then this also was a Raw match, not only not a pay-per-view match, not a Survivor Series match. So, yeah, 3 stars.
This is awful. Like like why? What did you even waste our time with this?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Afterwards, Bray Wyatt gets on the apron and acts like he's gonna fight Punk and.
Oh yeah, more time wasting with fucking Wyatt saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you," and then doesn't fight you like a cowardly heel.
And then
that trope was so overused back in the later years of Vince's WWE. This trope was so overplayed.
Yeah, and then afterwards, this obviously led to the Daniel Bryan joining the Wyatt family storyline, where obviously it was all a trick to Bray Wyatt, and they had that classic at Royal Rumble at least. But this Daniel Bryan Bray Wyatt storyline was not a good utilization for both people.
Nope, not at all.
And, John Cena and the Authority are backstage, and they're checking on Cena, making sure he can be at Raw tomorrow night. Randy Orton comes in and wants to know what that's all about, and obviously it was to set up what was going to happen at the end of the show. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Then we had the main event. It was the WWE Championship match. It was Randy Orton defending the belt against the Big Show. What a terrible storyline and everything that this was. So basically, as we talked about, the Authority started off. Big Show returned in 2013, and he was white hot. Like, the fans were really into the Big Show, so they clearly wanted him to be a part of that storyline. It'd be like a huge baby face in it. So basically, he was basically filling the Daniel Bryan role for a bit, where they basically did all the stuff. They fired him. They threatened to own his house and all that type of stuff. Here was the problem with the storyline is Big Show in 2012 had signed an ironclad contract, and the whole thing of that contract was that he could do whatever he wanted and everything like that, and if he got fired, he would get paid all this money. And they even talked about that in the storyline and everything like that, too. It wasn't something that they just dropped, but they couldn't be asked to give an explanation, like, anything.
It wasn't, and it's not like it wasn't, the story itself wasn't bad, right? It was the laziest way of getting him to the title match. Like, right, if I was building this...
Well, one, you wouldn't have, because you would have...
I wouldn't have. But if I had to, I'm not having him fight Randy fucking Orton. I'm having him fight Triple H.
That's what they should have done, yeah.
Like, they should have had him fight Hunter. Hunter and Stephanie were the reason his life was a living hell for months prior to that point. And they have him fight for the championship. He wants a title match. No! Get a fucking no-holds-barred stipulation match with fucking Triple H.
That's the whole reason, until he dropped his lawsuit. He had, like, a lot of money lawsuits. I forget how much it was. Honestly, it kind of made him look like a dumb babyface, because he basically gave up this big lawsuit just so he could have a WWE Championship match. Like, honestly, he basically didn't gain anything, especially because he lost, but he would have benefited more just keeping the lawsuit than having a WWE Championship match.
And by the way, just to make sure you know, the year later, this meant absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. He would turn heel the fucking following Survivor Series and join back up with the Authority anyway!
Who were written off on that same show.
So it meant nothing. None of it meant a fucking thing.
And then went back in like a month later. So I was like...
All they had to do was put Triple H and Big Show in a no-holds-barred match. That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do to save this, and they didn't do it. For some reason, he wanted the title match. Why, I have no idea. He had nothing to do with the championship program at that point.
Yeah. They clearly just needed an opponent for Randy Orton. And honestly, it would have made sense to do Punk. Punk would have made way more sense.
Punk would have made a lot of sense, and it would have actually been a really good match. Well, actually, I don't know, because Punk was completely checked out by that point. But still, like, Punk would have made sense. Fucking Cena would have made sense. Like, I don't know, and that really made it really boggles my mind why they didn't just do the match they did at the month later in this fucking match. Because it would have been a better match because it wouldn't have been in TLC, a match they never competed in before in their life. And it was terrible, by the way. That's like their worst match that those two ever had together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was all over the place.
So, yeah, and they were doing this dumb stuff with the Authority where basically Randy Orton had to go into this match with no help, pretty much. The Authority were trying to basically make Randy Orton an asset to them because they gave him the world and everything like that. By the way, I did want to mention on commentary, by the way, because I forgot to mention it, during the Wyatt family match, Michael Cole was actually trying to give reasons for why Harper and Rowan are crazy. And JBL and Kid are just cutting him off every which way. More so JBL. Like, it was honestly...
Dude, Michael Cole was getting bullied here. Bad.
Legit, Ken even says, JBL and I are just going to talk over you, just so that way you can't talk. I think Ken said it as a joke, but honestly, I honestly thought, like, it was just, honestly, like, Cole...
It was bad. It was really bad. I want to put this in perspective. This happened a lot during this era. The minute Cole got traded to Raw, it happened so often with him. Like, he just got bullied and attacked, and like he had a good little run where he was a heel, and the reason why he looked so happy there is because he was, number one, it was different, and number two, Vince barely produced him during that time in 2011. He actually was just doing his own thing, and then he went back to the status quo after Jerry had his heart attack and whatnot. And then, fucking...
Yeah.
Let's talk about, by the way, hated life. He hated life, and you could tell... there's like a ride-along on the network. I don't even know if it's on the network anymore, but you could just... You can see Cole is just losing his mind. Like, and it was a real, like, weird psychoanalysis type of fucking thing. Like, if you're a fan of Michael Cole in any way, and or even if you feel bad for him, I implore you to watch this ride-along. It's of him, JBL, and Byron Saxton, right? And you could just tell Cole he's so pissed off, he's moody, he looks like he literally looks like he wants to die.
Yeah, I feel bad for...
It's uncomfortable.
I feel bad for Cole, because he's won every year, like he's probably winning it this year, too. He wins, like, worst... Well, maybe not every year, but most years he went... I think he's won the most worst commentator on the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Award. He really doesn't deserve to win that award. Like, honestly,
No, not at all.
Let's also talk about, because of all the bullying that Cole was getting in that match, barely any move was called. A heart attack was hit in that match, and the Michinoku driver, it doesn't get called because Cole just being bullied so much in that match.
Yeah.
But anyhow, going back to the WWE title match, so, yeah, basically they were doing that thing where Randy Orton had to win this match by himself, and the Authority were guaranteeing that there wasn't going to be any physical interference in the matchup. And it played out throughout the show because they mentioned the fact that everybody won a match tonight without any interference at all. So, the match starts, the big show just starts going after Randy Orton. I don't know why the WWE and especially Vince was obsessed with putting these two together. They did not have good chemistry together. The only match that they actually had that was good, in my opinion, was the match on Raw they had during the pandemic. That was during the pandemic. So,
and even then, the only other match that they had good that both of them were involved was a Fatal 4-Way match with Triple H and Cena involved. So, yeah.
Yeah, big show. hits a bunch of chops and stuff onto Randy Orton. Eventually, Randy Orton hits a drop kick and it takes Big Show off his feet somehow. I don't even know how that even makes sense, but it did happen.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I do believe that a little bit because the way I will say the way Orton hit this drop kick is probably the spot of the match. He literally connected with Big Show's jaw, and it looked like it floored him. Like that, yeah. I can actually imagine that a Randy Orton drop kick could floor a 7-foot-tall giant.
Eventually Big Show starts to make a comeback. He goes to go off the top turnbuckle, and Randy Orton crotches him, and he was supposed to hit the draping DDT off of the turnbuckle, but it got botched, and it just ended up being like
because Big Show's legs are too fucking weak to hold on to the bottom rope.
And Big Show hits a choke slam. Orton kicks out. Orton goes to take off, and eventually the Big Show, this might have been my favorite spot of the match, takes Orton and just chokes him and throws him towards the ropes, and this causes the referee to take a bump.
Yep.
And then Orton throws Big Show into the steps. He goes to use a chair, but Big Show blocks it. They fight into the crowd for like literally 2 seconds. Orton goes for
tries to go for a draping DDT. Big Show counters it and hits a knockout punch.
And then the ref just gets back up. Like, what was the point of even doing a ref bump if you weren't even going to do anything with it? You could say, well, they got to fight outside the ring longer, but they could have still done that without even the ref having to take a bump. And this was actually a risk to have the ref do this bump like this because it looked like he could have legit hurt himself had, things not gone according to plan, but whatever. Eventually, Big Show puts Orton back into the ring. Then the Authority's music hits, and they come out, and this distracts the Big Show. Eventually, he turns around into an RKO, followed by the punt by Orton. And
yeah, I was surprised he actually hit the punt kick.
Yeah, because he hasn't hit it. This was at a time when he stopped doing it because of concussions and everything like that. And the commentators make sure to bring up the fact that technically this wasn't a physical interference, so this qualified. But they make sure to mention the fact that, however, they made sure to come out when it was convenient for them. So I thought this was kind of a lame interference, though. Like basically the Big Show was a
dumb baby face, got RKO'd, got punted, and then
crowd did not care about this match. They were chanting, "This is boring."
This is boring. Daniel Bryan, boring again. At one point, they said they were chanting, "Take it home."
Yeah,
they were just brutal during this match, and they tried to fucking drown it down on the audio feed. It was bad. Like, Big Show was thrown off his game from it. Afterwards,
John Cena comes out to a plethora of boos because everybody knew that what they were going to set up for, they did not, which was something they didn't want to see. And they hold up their title belts, and it set up their unification TLC match at TLC to unify both belts. Which I don't even understand why they've done that twice with the unification matches for the World Championships. They throw it at like a B pay-per-view instead of doing it.
Here it at least made sense because the brand split was dead anyway. So
yeah, whatever.
But I didn't care.
And then it was them doing Orton versus Cena again just showed that the WWE just wasn't listening to their fans. Nobody wanted Randy Orton versus John Cena. They wanted Daniel Bryan. They wanted CM Punk. They wanted, not necessarily. They were pretty vocal about Cesaro back then. They just basically wanted to see anything else but what the WWE was giving them. And this was just another trend
up to that point, by the way, for years.
This was just another trend of another bad WWE pay-per-view.
For years.
We had 3 bad pay-per-views in a row, and then TLC wasn't much better. The Royal Rumble was terrible, and then
fucking Elimination Chamber was even worse than that. Mania 30 finally broke the fucking streak, but that's because they finally they had to. It literally took the 11th hour of the week before for Vince to finally put Daniel Bryan in the main event. Because they had nobody else. And this is where we have fucking 20 minutes left in this goddamn show, and I'm ready to go off because I'm tired of people telling me that they always had this in the fucking plans. Let's break this down, shall we? If Daniel Bryan was always meant and slated to be in the main event of WrestleMania 30, explain this then. Why was he nowhere near the main event program by this point in Survivor Series, which was a big four, number one?
A month before this, he was even in the title match.
A month before this, he was in the title match, and he got fucked over by Shawn Michaels, and he was already gone. Right? He was already gone from the title picture. Then, he's put on the Royal Rumble in a match with Wyatt, and he doesn't even show up. And you're telling me that was part of the plan. All of this was part of the plan.
They actually turned him heel and joined up with the Wyatts before that, too.
They wanted him out of that title so badly that they were trying to turn him heel again and join the Wyatt family because he had a beard. And you're telling me that this was their plan all along. Maybe they were going to turn him babyface. That part I can't confirm. What I can confirm to you fucking mongoloids that keep telling me that, oh, Daniel Bryan was always meant to be in the main event of WrestleMania 30. Okay, well explain why CM Punk, Dave Bautista, Triple H, and Daniel Bryan himself said he was not meant to be in the main event at 30 that year. Anything?
Yeah, nothing.
You can leave him down below. Is there anything that contradicts that? That doesn't come from Bruce Pritchard? No? Yeah? Okay, so shut the fuck up with that goddamn analogy. I don't want to hear that anymore. If you do, unsub from all of our channels, and don't come back. Because you're wrong. You are factually incorrect. You're not going to sit here and feed me fucking lies when I've literally been told by the people that were involved in this company in the main event scene at that time that he was never fucking pegged to be in the main event. He wasn't. Dude, they lost two of their biggest fucking ruthless aggression stars to this bullshit, and they fucked over the biggest babyface that could have potentially had him, Roman. And you're telling me all of that was designed to get Daniel Bryan over?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have autism. Fuck off. What a fucking shit show this company was at this time.
By the way, let's talk about this too. I think Vince was so mad he had to find... Because you're not going to convince me about this otherwise. I'm not saying it still wasn't a bad decision. Vince was so mad that he had no choice but to put Bryan in the main event. I think he wanted to stick it to the fans by ending the streak at Mania 30. That's how much I think he was so mad.
I could believe that. I, honest to God, can believe that. Although, then again, maybe they called an audible still. There's so... See, I could believe that Taker losing the streak was never meant to happen because he got a concussion halfway through and they had to call an audible. There's a lot of different things that I actually can believe because nothing has actually come out about what happened that night.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot of controversy other than Taker getting a concussion, really. They had a plan to fucking end the streak there, was the main theory that goes around. But there's a lot I can believe. Right? When you are told by fucking 3 or 4 of the top fucking people that were involved in the main event, including the man himself, I was never meant to be in WrestleMania 30. That should tell you all you need to know.
I know.
Like, Punk said it on the Colt Cabana podcast. Daniel Bryan said it in later interviews. Fucking Batista said it in some weird interview somewhere. I don't even remember where. But he said that Daniel wasn't even meant to be in the main event, and he kept advocating for him to be in there, and him be the heel.
If he was meant to be in the main event, why did they not, when the story called for it after his injury, have him win the Rumble the next year, too? Like, that's honest.
Yep. They wanted to be done with it already after he came back.
I mean, if he was meant to be in the main event too, why was his first program with Kane not even a main event program for his championship?
Why was WWE so hell-bent on keeping him out of action for 3 years, even though he went to a correct doctor saying, I was medically cleared. And he had to fight for 2 fucking years just to get back into the fucking ring.
And the only reason they let up was because he was gonna leave and go wrestle somewhere else.
I mean, come on. It's one thing to be optimistic. It's another thing to be completely borderline it's another thing to be stupid on purpose. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but honest to God, the truth has a habit of being that way sometimes, dude. Like, you cannot convince me with a straight face that he was ever meant to be in the main event. Never mind be a main event fucking player. The only reason he was is because they had nobody else, so they turned him heel, and it was the right time to turn him, and so they finally gave him a decent run with the championship when he had the eco-friendly belt. That's the only reason he even had a decent main event run. It's because they had nobody else. Yeah. And even then, he wasn't in the main event of any of the fucking pay-per-views after he won the goddamn thing.
No, he was not. No, he was the chamber when...
oh, I'm sorry. One match. Yeah. One pay-per-view match in the main event, which 6 other fucking guys, by the way. So, yeah, it's... Or 5 other guys, whatever. Yeah, it was, I don't want to hear, like... Dude, they always fucking fucked around with Daniel. Like, they fucked around with his ideas, they fucked around with his career, they fucked around with his storylines... And it was clear to anybody that was actually watching it at the time. I lived through this in real time, and now I'm hearing fucking theories all over the place. I heard it on Wrestling Bios this week. That, I always thought he was meant to be pegged for the main event of WrestleMania 30. You were clearly told by 4 of the fucking main event players in the program otherwise. That he was never pegged to be in the main event. He was never penciled in. He wasn't penciled in until the week before Mania 30. Shut the fuck up! He was never in the main event until the week before on that Raw.
And had CM Punk stayed, who even knows if he would have been.
Yes! Exactly that. Daniel was put in the main... The only reason Daniel was put in the main event is because Punk left and would not have his match with Hunter. So they had no choice. They had to give some sort of stakes in that match in the opener for Daniel to actually get in the main event. It was basically just a reason to have the Triple H match happen.
Yeah.
Which was which, by the way, was one of the last times fucking Triple H had any political pull with Vince. And then it was all downhill from there. He had no political pull after that point. So please, spare me the fucking Daniel Bryan was always slated to be in the main event of Mania 30 bullshit. Alright? Fucking do a little bit of goddamn reading and use your fucking eyeballs.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, just watch the fucking product, if you don't believe me. Fucking take some time out of your fucking life and actually watch that fucking time like we did in real time and tell me that Daniel was actually meant to be in the main event of Mania 30 and after that point.
But pre-Royal Rumble, like before the night after the Royal Rumble and CM Punk's walkout, he's not even sniffing the WWE title scene. He's not even in it.
They're not even in it.
He doesn't even beat... I mean, I know Bray Wyatt was a hot commodity. They thought so highly of Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania main eventer, that he lost to Bray Wyatt in the opening match at the Royal Rumble. That's how much they thought of Daniel Bryan.
And it didn't even put him in the fucking Rumble, and you're telling me that was a part of their plan. That was by design. No, it's convenient. But let me tell you why that's also bullshit. And this is coming from a guy that, I don't care what anybody wants to tell me, actually has experience in booking wrestling now. If you're trying to fucking book somebody in the top fucking position, right, and you're trying to build a fucking underdog babyface to win the whole thing, I have seen WWE done this infinitely better with Mysterio in '06. I've seen them do it infinitely better with Bret Hart when he tied with Lex Luger in that fucking same match. I have seen them do this 100,000 times better in past Rumbles. I have fucking booked actual underdog stories in year one that are better than anything that WWE supposedly booked, quote unquote, for the Daniel Bryan arc. Without burying my fucking talent. Without burying the characters that we've created for on the show. If you're telling me that their plan was to bury Dave Bautista, Rey Mysterio, and Roman Reigns throughout a year's fucking time after that point, love to know the logic in that. I really would. I'd love to know how that makes any fucking sense to kill 3 guys' popularity just to sacrifice for one.
For sure. One thing I always think about sometimes, you just brought up the Lex Luger Bret Hart thing. You know, by the way, if Vince had the mindset that he had, then he would have just had Luger win the Rumble that year.
Of course he would have. Of course he would have. It's... I don't want to hear that anymore. I think it's such a crock of shit. And I will send this to Bios. I'll send this to everybody. I'll send this clip. You're wrong. Go look it up. You are wrong. You are factually being proven wrong. It's not like one of these things where you can just assume because, oh, well, we heard what they're... No. Literally, why the fuck would Dave Bautista have any reason to lie? He's way out of the wrestling business. If anything, can't we trust his fucking word?
I know.
I trust his over a lot of other people's. And if you listen to what Dave says and what Punk says, they fucking line up. Yeah. He was never pegged to be in the main event.
I always talk about, you know, I feel bad for Batista because I think a lot of people just think like he's a big musclehead who doesn't really know anything about the business.
He is so intelligent, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he actually knew through the moment him coming back as a babyface wasn't gonna work.
Immediately he knew. Immediately. Because Daniel Bryan was that white hot.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to put Daniel over. And you know what sucks? You see some of the fucking quotes. Batista was so ungodly nervous coming back. And then he was just depressed when it fucking fell apart. That... I don't know why that hurts me so bad. Like, reading it, like, I don't know why.
Well, remember,
like,
too,
Batista's a man, right? But it's like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, it just, that hurt me. That really did. Because, like, he didn't deserve any of that, really. Like, when you think about it, it's just, he was a victim of fucking circumstances.
Like Roman was.
Yeah, and Roman would be the same way in a year's time.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready for the spot they were giving him either, by the way.
Yeah. As we talked about, yeah.
I mean, as a wrestler, yes, he was more than ready. As a fucking character, no. And actually, I even take that back, because I think he always had the Tribal Chief in him from day one. I mean, you look at his first promo he cut, the Roman Reigns time promo in NXT. That's early signs of the Tribal Chief.
Yeah. And
he was, like, way better and a natural as a fucking promo there. But
I mean, I've talked about this with people. As great as the Tribal Chief is, we've had conversation about it off camera, and they should have done it in 2015. The Tribal Chief.
I even say like you may have been able to get away with a forced push of a babyface for like 2 years, but the latest 2017 should have been that year of the Tribal Chief.
Yeah, you
should have turned him then, and you should have had him be the Tribal Chief then.
Can you imagine? Because imagine how much money they would have.
They would have gotten the biggest, the most white hot heel they've had in years, if they turned him then and made him the Tribal Chief.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the thing that sucks.
Let's be fucking honest. I mean, the only reason they turned Roman heel is because he threatened to walk. He threatened to walk. If he walked, that company was fucked.
Yeah,
that's it. There would be no TV rights deal. I guarantee you that if they lost their biggest star, their TV rights deal was gone. All right.
Especially if he goes to AEW too.
Yeah, like he was done. And the only way he was coming back is if he could be a fucking heel, and if he was aligned with Heyman. A lot of people say, oh, well, it's because of COVID too. Don't get me wrong. That absolutely has a part to fucking play in it, because the way WWE handled the pandemic was awful. Alright? I'm not even gonna fucking stunt. But if the pandemic never happened, the tribal chief doesn't happen. And that's what sucks the most about it.
Yeah.
It literally took a global fucking pandemic for Vince to fucking say, fuck it, fine.
That should not have to be a thing for...
No. Should have been a thing from the off.
Yeah.
So I never want to hear this excuse that Daniel Bryan was always pegged to be in the fucking main event. There's so much that you could fucking just see with your own eyes and literally just research to know that that's incorrect.
Yeah.
It's just turning a blind eye to the fucking truth. If that's what you guys want to do, look, more power to you, I guess. Just don't bring that shit here, because I ain't gonna fucking listen to it. I don't want to hear it. And if you bring it up on one of your YouTube videos, chances are I'm gonna fucking close it out. Because that's not what actually fucking happened. And it has been proven otherwise that that's exactly what didn't happen.
So can we say the show's an F?
I'll say a D- if it wasn't for the Cena and Del Rio match. Out of all fucking things that saved the fucking show. Oh, and by the way, biggest offense of this, I don't even care if it's retro or whatever, and we didn't know what we know now. The fact that we have to... The fact that an abusive piece of dog shit is the reason this show's a D-. Save the show from being an F. Is bad. I don't care how you want to fucking spend that. That's terrible. It would have been an F had it not been for that fucking dipshit Cena match.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But this probably... Because this isn't as bad as, like, King of the Ring 95.
No, not even close. Not even close. Yeah. It was close, though. It was very close.
Is it better than Battleground 20? I don't even know if you've ever seen it. Battleground 2017? Because at least that... I would say this is worse than Battleground 2017.
I don't plan on watching that show anytime soon, so...
Luckily, we already did a retro for that. I would say it's worse than Battleground 2017, because at least the one Bana match on the show was the Usos New Day match, and what a Bana that is.
Yeah, so. Yeah, this is definitely worse.
Yeah.
Just off that, because that match was infinitely better than the fucking Cena real match.
So, is this pay-per-view worse than December to Dismember 2006?
No.
No, I would probably say no.
Because you had an average Hardy Eminem match, and then you had the rest of the matches were fucking bad.
And that show killed it. That show killed several careers. The whole brand, pretty much. So
yeah, that definitely is bad. So yeah, no, this is definitely D-, but very low grade D-.
Yeah, this is just
no effort, dude. If you were to compare this show to the one we reviewed the other day,
which we have,
soulless. This show compared to the fucking 103, there was so much life and energy in that show. Nothing here.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. To the set, to the booking, to the way they were portrayed, every character on the show, nothing to fucking be excited about here.
Yeah.
It was god-awful.
And it continued for the... Like, honestly, it took... As you just said, it took them finally putting Daniel Bryan in the main event for them to try to turn stuff around, because this just continued for months. Even years, if you want to make the argument. Like...
Yeah. It was awful.
I mean, if everyone wants to talk about the Authority being like one of the worst Authority figures ever, you could look at shows like this and you can see why everyone craps on the Authority so much, because of the booking.
And it's not even Steph and Triple H's fault. It's just the way they wrote them in the fucking story. Like, you could tell it was just completely micromanaged by Vince.
Yeah.
Every step of the way it was micromanaged by him.
Do you ever think, by the way, too, because Triple H had like this vision for NXT, Vince wanted Triple H to play like a version of himself on TV to get people to hate Triple H like more, so that way they would...
Oh, yeah. No, it was absolutely politics. It was a lot of fucking gas. I could totally see that being the reason why he had him as a heel. Yeah, of course. I mean, because it doesn't make sense that he's the babyface in a fucking developmental brand, and then he comes out as the fucking heel on the main shows.
Yeah.
Like, of course. I can believe that.
I still remember when he got beat down at like TLC 2015, and he was like a big heel, and then he showed up somehow at like NXT Takeover London like 2 days later or something, and he was like a massive babyface. That was like weird.
What the fuck? Yeah, I didn't get it. So, we're about to hit the 2-hour mark in like 20 seconds, so I want to just wrap it up and get to our plugs. Basically, if we don't talk about the show anymore, the better. We could talk about our plugs after that. But while there's 8 seconds left, the show, D-, fuck Survivor Series 2013. Bottom line. Let's get to our plugs. We're at the 2-hour mark now. What do you want to plug?
So, sometime next week after Survivor Series, I'll be doing the first WWE Aftershock Corner. No, sorry, WWE Aftershock episode. And I guarantee you that would be better than Survivor Series 2013. Every show that happens, I review there. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
And we plan on doing some more retros. We're going to have John Tutty on for a retro. We still have to do a retro that Steve Coakley picked because he picked it a while ago. I actually want to do that one next because that's ECW One Night Stand 2006. We need like
yeah, for sure.
We need like a barn burner one after doing one.
Yeah, and that was definitely a barn burner all things considered, for sure.
Yeah. And then just check out the next month. Check out on the Talkinator channel and CM Brothers for videos on there. So.
Yep, we're gonna be FTWIs in that, if you will. We're gonna get those shows to look crisp and clean with intros and graphics like you see here. So go check that out. We're actually going to have a spin-off retro movie review series that basically it's going to be like this, but it's going to be with like old school movies. So go check that out if you haven't. That will be debuting on that channel as well.
So am I going to have to go through like every actor that's on that movie now too and like say where they are nowadays?
God, no, don't do that. No.
Because I've tried that before. That's going to be impossible.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just say this is a really good movie and review the actual movie itself.
Yeah. There will be some behind the scenes stuff, but
yeah. But yeah, check all that out. You can also check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/user/JHebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. All the iCards are pretty much in one place for the most part. Go check out I'm going to just put it here because it makes it easier. Check out our Survivor Series 03 review right here. And check out all the retros on this channel as well. Click on the fucking channel and subscribe. Turn the bell on. Check out on Casey's channel, Mike's Button Mashers Let's Play. We just did part 2 of Jedi Fallen Order. We're about to do part 3 at some point this week. I think Friday we're going to be live streaming it. So stay tuned tomorrow. I'll put an iCard here if I do have... If you see the iCard for part 2, that means we had to cancel it. If we put it here and it's part 3, then that means that thing is happening on Friday. So go check that out if it's up there on the iCard. And also, check out Mistress Audio, our newest member of FTW Productions. Go check her out. And check out my boy... Kuzan on Twitch, Firelord Kuzan. I don't know if I can do an iCard, but if not, I can put his in the description. They're the newest member of FTW Productions. And last but certainly not least, go check out Noah Foster, who just did Simply Predicting, but also recently, and I'll put his recent video up here, Return of a Simple Take, where he covered the entire weekend of wrestling last weekend. Go check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to plug.
Now, on J. Hebert Side 95, will there be any Survivor Series 2013 talk ever again on that show?
Absolutely no. So, yeah. You will not hear me utter that fucking dirty word. Those dirty words ever again. This is the last time we will see that.
Unless we have to do it for behind the scenes on a retro type, then.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably something like that. But, yeah, You could close this out now because I just don't want to see this fucking logo anymore. This Survivor Series fucking monstrosity of a logo I created.
I kind of want, because of how bad the show was, I wonder how much of an effort you put into that logo. I can't even wait to see that.
It's actually pretty decent. It's just, I noticed that the whole time we were reviewing the show, I was actually fucking pissed because the series was off-center. So, like, that's how much I was paying attention to the show. I was more concerned with the fact that series was off-center. But, yeah.
But anyhow, so yeah, we will talk to you guys later, and since we were recording this in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future with better stuff to talk about.
God willing.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my...